Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel. Let's watch kids videos. A baby was left behind. A terrible fire broke out in the store. Firefighters arrived at the scene quickly, but they couldn't save the building. Fortunately, everyone was able to get out alive. But there was one thing no one expected. The firefighters found a baby who had been left behind by his parents when they were evacuated. They went inside to look for him. One of them found the child hiding under a bed. He picked him up, but the baby was crying so hard that the firefighter felt sorry for him and started humming a little tune to soothe him. It worked like a charm. The kid stopped crying immediately. And after a while, he even fell asleep in the firefighter's arms. This story had a happy ending because the baby was able to be reunited with his mom and dad. But it serves as a reminder for all parents to make sure they are paying attention to their surroundings and not leaving their children unattended. You never know when something might happen. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. A baby was born without legs. When Lily and Tommy heard about the birth of their baby boy, they were overjoyed. But when they saw him for the first time, they were shocked. The baby didn't have legs. The doctors explained that this was due to a rare genetic condition called caudal regression syndrome. The couple was devastated, but they loved their son unconditionally and vowed to give him the best life possible. Although it was hard at first, they soon learned how to care for their special needs baby. As Milo grew older, he showed that he was a bright and cheerful child. And despite his physical limitations, he was able to live a normal life. With the support of their family and friends, Lee and Tommy were able to overcome all the difficulties. They are now proud parents of an amazing boy who's full of energy and enthusiasm for life. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. A woman got pregnant after 16 years. It seems like it was impossible for Clara to get pregnant. She tried everything she could think of, but nothing worked. She began to lose hope until she met a fertility specialist. He explained to her that there was a chance she could get pregnant if she underwent in vitro fertilization. It was risky, but it was worth trying. Clara decided to go ahead with the procedure and soon found out that she was pregnant. She was so happy that she couldn't wait to share the good news with her husband. "I'm pregnant," she told him. "We're finally going to have a baby." Her husband was equally thrilled, and they began planning for their child's arrival. The pregnancy was difficult, but Clara was determined to stay positive. She knew that the wait had been worth it and that having a baby would bring her and her husband even closer together. Finally, the day arrived when Clara gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. She named her Sophia, and it felt like their love had grown even stronger. The three of them were so happy together and grateful for the miracle of life. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. The bus driver saved the baby. Maria was taking her son Leo to kindergarten. Suddenly, the child started coughing violently and turned blue. Maria was scared, but luckily the bus driver noticed what was happening. He quickly opened the window and helped Leo to breathe. Then, he drove them to the nearest hospital where the kid received the necessary treatment. After a few days, Maria returned to the bus station to thank the driver. She didn't expect much, but was surprised when she saw him waiting for her with a bouquet of flowers. "I wanted to say thank you for saving my son," she said to him. The driver smiled and replied, "It was my pleasure. I'm just glad he's okay." Leo and his mother were very grateful to the bus driver for his quick reaction and kindness. They understood that if it hadn't been for him, things could have ended very differently. From that day on, Maria made sure to tell everyone about the hero who saved her son's life. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. The cat saved the baby. Sarah was sitting in her backyard enjoying the warm sun when she heard a loud crash coming from the bushes. She got up and went to investigate and couldn't believe what she saw. A tiny kitten had fallen into a deep hole and was meowing loudly for help. Without hesitation, she reached in and pulled the animal out. At first, it looked scared and confused, but then it started purring and rubbing against her legs. That's when Sarah noticed something strange. The kitten had a tiny pink bow around its neck and a small tag with the name Bella written on it. It turned out that Bella wasn't just any ordinary cat. She was the pet of a family living nearby and had been missing for several days. Sarah returned the cat to its grateful owners, and they were so thankful for helping to reunite them with their beloved pet. The next day, Sarah was at her computer when she heard a knock at the door. She opened it and couldn't believe her eyes. It was Bella and her owner's daughter, Emma, holding out a basket filled with delicious homemade cookies. "These are for you," said Emma, for saving Bella. Sarah was touched by the gesture and thanked them. She had never had such an experience before, and she was glad that she had helped to reunite a lost pet with its family. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. Who's that? Emma was playing in her room when she heard a strange noise coming from the closet. She opened the door and gasped in surprise. There was a small box on the shelf, and it was moving. "Who's in there?" she asked. The box started shaking and a tiny voice answered, "Help me." Emma was scared, but also curious. She carefully opened the box and found a cute kitten inside. The little animal looked at her with big green eyes and meowed softly. Emma felt a surge of sympathy and took the kitten in her arms. She named him Oliver and took him to her parents. They were very surprised, but agreed to keep the kitten as a pet. From that moment on, Oliver became part of the family. He loved to play with Emma and often accompanied her on her adventures. One day while playing hide-and-seek, Emma found Oliver in a strange place. He was sitting on top of a bookshelf, looking very proud of himself. "You found me," she said with a smile. Oliver purred and rubbed against her legs. Emma was very happy to have a loyal and brave friend like him. She knew that their adventures were just beginning. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. The police rescued the baby. Little Timmy was playing in the park when he suddenly wandered away from his mother's sight. She was looking for him everywhere, but couldn't find him anywhere. Just when she was about to call the police, a friendly officer approached her and said, "Don't worry, ma'am. We'll find your son." He and his colleagues began searching for the missing child and soon found him sitting on a bench all alone. Timmy was scared, but the officers calmed him down and returned him to his grateful mother. Mrs. Williams was so relieved to have her son back. She thanked the officers for their help and promised to be more careful in the future. From that day on, Timmy never wandered off again and always stayed close to his mother. The police officers who found him were praised for their quick reactions and dedication to the job. They had once again proven that they were there to protect and serve the community and that no one was too small for them to care about. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. A family of rescuers. When a fire broke out in a local shopping mall, a family of firefighters were among the first to respond. The family consisted of a father, a mother, their two children, both of whom were also firefighters. Together, they rushed to the scene and worked tirelessly to put out the flames and evacuate the building. The father used his expertise to direct the other firefighters, while the mother provided medical assistance to those who had been injured. Meanwhile, the two children used their knowledge and skills to help evacuate people from the mall. Despite the danger and chaos all around them, the family worked together seamlessly. Their years of training and experience allowed them to tackle the blaze head-on and ensure the safety of everyone involved. In the end, they were successful in putting out the fire and rescuing several people who would have otherwise been trapped inside. Because of their bravery and quick reactions, the family was hailed as heroes and given several awards for their service. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. A boy and a bird. Once upon a time, a young boy named Tom was playing near his home when he came across a small injured bird. Feeling sorry for the animal, he took it home and cared for it until it was well enough to fly away. But the bird, whose name was Tweety, refused to leave. It stayed with Tom and his family, becoming a beloved member of their household. One day, Tom's father suggested that they take Tweety to a wildlife sanctuary so it could live with other birds of its kind. However, Tom was against the idea. He had grown attached to Tweety and didn't want to part ways with it. In the end, they decided to keep Tweety as their pet. Over the years, Tom and Tweety became best friends. They played together every day and shared many adventures. The bond between them was so strong that it became a local legend. People from neighboring towns would come to visit them and witness the amazing friendship between a boy and a bird. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. A kitten and a teddy bear. A young girl named Lisa was playing in her room when she suddenly heard a strange noise coming from her closet. Curious, she opened the door and found a small kitten hiding inside. The adorable animal looked at her with big, innocent eyes and meowed softly. Lisa couldn't resist its charm and picked it up. She named the kitten Mittens and took it home. But Lisa didn't live alone. She had a large dog named Max who was known for his grumpy attitude. At first, Max wasn't too happy about the new rival, but Lisa's mother assured him that it would be fine. And indeed, over time, Max and Mittens became the best of friends. They would play together every day, and the dog even started bringing the kitten toys. One day, Lisa decided to take Mittens to the park. She put the kitten in a basket and headed out. But unfortunately, the basket wasn't very sturdy and soon fell apart. Mittens ran away, terrified and confused. Lisa was heartbroken, but she refused to give up. She searched for hours, calling the kitten's name until finally she spotted a familiar white tail disappearing round the corner of a building. Following the sound, she found Mittens hiding in a small cave. Relieved, she picked up the kitten and returned home. From that day on, Lisa never let Mittens out of her sight, and the two became inseparable. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. A Girl and a Lamb. Once upon a time, a young girl named Lily was playing in the field near her house when she came across a small lamb that had gotten stuck in a muddy ditch. Feeling sorry for the helpless animal, she jumped in to help. But as she struggled to pull the lamb out, she slipped and fell into the mud herself. Covered in dirt from head to toe, Lily sat down dejectedly. Just then, the lamb nuzzled her hand and licked her face. Startled, but also touched by the gesture, she stood up and realized that she had made a new friend. From that day on, Lily and the lamb, which she named Wooly, were inseparable. They played in the fields and woods, and the girl even shared her lunch with the lamb. Soon, however, the summer holidays ended and Lily had to return to school. Although she was sad to be apart from her friend, she knew that she would see him again soon. And indeed, every weekend she would run to the field to play with Wooly. Years passed, but their friendship remained strong. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. The dog saved the baby. A young mother named Anna was taking her baby for a walk in the stroller when she suddenly felt unwell. She sat down on a nearby bench to rest, but in doing so, accidentally knocked over the stroller, causing the baby to fall out. Terrified, Anna rushed to pick up the child, but the ground beneath her feet gave way and she fell into a manhole. Luckily, a stray dog that had been nearby barked loudly and alerted passers-by to the situation. Several people came to help and managed to pull Anna and her baby out of the manhole. Everyone was shocked and grateful for the dog's quick reactions. Without its help, things could have ended tragically. In the end, the dog was rewarded with a tasty treat and plenty of scratches. Meanwhile, Anna learned that it is important to always be prepared and never take risks with her child's life. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. Brave puppy. A brave little puppy named Lucky was playing with his owner as children when he suddenly noticed a dangerous situation. The children were playing near a lake and one of them had fallen in and was struggling to get out. Without hesitation, Lucky jumped into the water and pulled the child to safety. Although exhausted, Lucky didn't give up and continued to search for the other children who were still in danger. One by one, he brought them to safety and was hailed as a hero. Later, Lucky was awarded a medal for his bravery and received many treats from grateful owners. How do you like this cartoon? If you want to see more stories, just subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. Thank you for watching. Let's watch more interesting videos.